Now we're getting into 2009, aka the glory days of the channel. Between all the videos I made for Pokemon Battle Revolution, the boss battles playlist, finishing my very first ever completed playthroughs on camera. And when I say that, I mean I did make two other attempts in prior years. One's with Pokemon Heart Gold and another with Aqua Teen Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro Am. The latter of which I might actually go back and revisit someday, just for giggles. I mean, yeah, it's a maybe on my list, but I don't know. I may do it. I might not. We'll have to wait and see. But bottom line, when I was basically getting into this new phase of the channel, well, with the capture card and excuse me, and just figuring out what I like to do and doing it to the best of my ability, it felt great. It really did. So, where do I start first? I have my usual template here. Let's just go into the Pokemon thing, get that out of the way. Um, yeah, like I said, so shying away from Brawl for a little bit. I still made Brawl videos on the side, along with some Tatsunoko versus Capcom, just because I do enjoy, punching people in the face every so often, as it were, in these games. But but at the time, there wasn't really a whole lot for me to like really like sink my teeth into and as far as like Pokemon went, because I mean I definitely had a lot of that done for me during the Gen 3 games, because between playing with my friends and all the sleepovers and playground rumors and stuff like that. But with Battle Revolution on the Wii, that was basically taking it to a whole new level, because you could play online with anybody from around the world. And I think between all those games from that era, so what was it, Battle Revolution, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and so on, I think my playtime for that totaled up to a little over 1,000 hours, which is really rivaling with Brawl for the time. Definitely one of the most invested games I had ever put time into, ever. which is really saying something, because I play a lot of RPGs in my spare time, and those can also be pretty big time sinkers, depending on what you do and how much you do with it. But I digress. So with Battle Evolution, it was just more of the same. I wanted to show off my style, and also maybe branch out a bit into trying out some new teams and strategies that weren't exactly conventional or popular, but they were fun. And that really paid off, because I mean you see these things that people don't usually come across online, and half the time they don't know how to deal with it. So once in a while it would result in an easy victory, and then others you have to really work for it. But it's still satisfying all the same, just seeing, like, hey, let's just take these typically low tier monsters and pit them up against the uber legendaries, and seeing those guys win was pretty hilarious and fun. And I still remember all the YouTube videos of watching, like, I mean, I'm sure people have seen like Starly beating up an Arceus, or Skitty sweeping a legendary team, um, and stuff like that. It's really funny, but but whatnot. And even outside of that general scope, for entertainment, getting into like the competitive side of things, I remember collaborating and just really networking with. Well, yeah, we never collaborated, but I sat down and talked with a bunch of people. One of them, most notably, Octane Blue, better known as John on YouTube. Um, he's also another. He's also a variety gamer, but I know for a time, like, Battle Evolution and Brawl were also kind of his go-tos for multiplayer. And we talked a bit, sat down. We even battled a few times on PBR. I'm sure if you go to his channel, you can find those videos easily. But just figuring that stuff out, and you know you know learning the game, playing it, and figuring understanding why we loved it in the first place. That was a very influential part, not just for my standpoint as a gamer, on the multiplayer side, but also when I was doing boss battles and stuff like that. Because a lot of that just went hand in hand, trying to find, you and your image, and just making that what you want to do. So a lot of that carried over to the playthroughs that I finished, which were I do remember the first three pretty easily. Those were Kirby 64, Portal, the original Portal, and Trauma Center, both Second Opinion and New Blood. I remember you know playing both these two Trauma Centers very extensively in my spare time. I remember when I first got my Wii, Second Opinion was a launch title, but I didn't get to play it right away. And uh, but I remember at the time when I did, it was never the same. Like I had to really dig deep and appreciate it, and it's still one of my absolute favorite series to this day. And I am really glad I got to play it. So for some reason, when I was doing the Second Opinion playthrough, I had a lot of gaps and stuff with the episodes, but eventually I got there. You know, I think I had it all recorded really early, but then I just didn't commit to uploading like I should have. And I remember, and I'm still kind of frustrated as thinking about it now, because I'm like what happened during these during these videos. I think maybe I just had high school stress going on, or something. Maybe I had some personal issues. I don't know, but stuff like that does happen from time to time, just like how it happened with Galarians earlier. But either way, we got through with it, and then we can wait. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Boss battles. So so that playlist, I remember picking up again just out of the blue, and with the capture card, I was like, hey, I remember with the Kingdom Hearts boss battles, you know, I could just do that again, but it's in better quality, and I can still just do do what I like and enjoy it, and I did. And I branched out beyond those games, though. That was when I really really wanted to try out some games that I had been a little interested in or had been exposed to before, but never actually got to play it. And I can thank Richard for this as well, because he not only got me into the Tales series, he also got me into the Persona series, and also Megaten as a result of that. So I tried them out and fell in love pretty much instantly. I remember looking at them uh, through gameplay videos and stuff, and thinking that they were really weird, but but he assured me that they were fun, and yeah, it definitely paid off. So thanks, Richard, for that. And somewhere along the line of this, throughout the whole playthrough and boss phase, I ran into Jose, and I still can't remember how or where exactly we came to talk and stuff. But he was also you know a point of inspiration for the channel as well. So I want to give him a shout out as well. He's another variety gamer like myself. So he uploads pretty much every day. So check him out if you'd like. He's pretty cool. Now, with boss battles, it started out with just a couple of personal favorite games that I played on my own, and um, I also knew some of them were fairly popular, but they didn't really start to really you know kick off or garner the attention that they did up until I started Persona 1, I think it was. Yeah, because those videos, if you can believe it, are still some of the most viewed videos on this channel. There we go. I got the sentence out. And it was pretty awesome, because I remember at the time, this was still back when 3 and 4 were in their prime and really, really, really popular, while 1 and 2 were kind of, more obscured, I guess. But they definitely had their fans, and still do to this day. And I remember when just sitting down with this game, figuring it out, and learning what made it tick. It was it was a trip for sure, but I really enjoyed it, and I definitely am proud of how those videos turned out. So those would also go on to when I did kind of open the way for when I played Digital Devil Saga for the first time. Really love that duology, and I really hope they get an HD remaster as well in the future. I mean, we got a Nocturne HD recently, so it's possible. And what else? Oh yeah, around this time period, I also dabbled a little bit into the streaming scene. I mentioned Justin TV in the previous episode. Um, so not just with watching streams and seeing how my friends are doing, but also I I actually made my own channel for it, and when it converted to Twitch, that kind of carried over as well. So I did just a tiny just a tiny bit of the streaming here and there just to try it out, see what that was like, and yeah, there were some challenges along the way for sure, but that was fun. There's some good memories from that too, and if you can believe it, some of those really old archives still exist on that channel. If you want to, if you want to check them out, I will warn you though, the commentary on that is really rough and really raw, but it's kind of better that it's left that way because I mean, you can see just kind of how I was back then, what the mindset was for how the internet was at the time, but it was fun. Yeah, like the highlight of my YouTube years was definitely this 2009 2010, and I couldn't be happier.